My name is Frida Ronning. This is Jim. We should have Jim introduce it.
My name's Jim. I'm here with Frida Ronning. We're here in Andorra for the 4th World Cup of the season, and we're going to run through a little bike check on Frida's V10. So I know I work on it, so I should know, but what is this? What size, wheel size?
So it's a medium V10. It's the mixed wheel size, so 29 in front, 27.5 rear.
Wheels wise, we're running Industry 9. Do you want to say a little reason why we opted for that alloy wheel over the carbon?
Alloy wheel is a bit softer, so we got a bit more flex in the wheel basically, so a bit more traction. Just feels better. Hurts your hands a little bit less.
It's been pretty insane how strong they've been as well, isn't
yeah,
it? It's
so
like,
good.
Yeah.
I don't think I've broken any.
No, you're still on your original set from the first test camp of this season, so pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
They've been really good, honestly.
And then rubber-wise, double DHR for this race. Is that normal, or are you...
Always double DHR.
Always double DHR.
Maybe this one, if it gets really dusty, we could do shorties, cut shorties, something
Shorty
like that.
on the front, probably.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Obviously, most Maxxis riders tend to go for Assegai front, DHR rear. Is there give us some reasons why you always opt for double DHR?
I just, maybe because I've ridden that tire more, but it just feels more consistent to me. The Assegai is a bit, I don't honestly know. I just don't really like it as much.
I guess it can feel slightly less precise, can't it?
Yeah.
But
just really used to this tire. I know it really well, and it feels consistent. If it's like a little slippery, very dry, like it's always pretty good.
Going from the tyres, what about tyre inserts? Team sponsored by Cushcore. You experiment with that? When would you use it? When wouldn't you use it?
Use it sometimes on tracks where either it's really chunky, easy to get flats, get a bit more wheel protection, because you obviously don't want to get a spot in your wheel and lose all your air. So tracks like that. Also, sometimes if it's like really G-outy or like really like gnarly berms where you kind of feel like the tire folds a little bit, it could be good for support like that. But yeah,
I guess it's a good option as well with you not being a protected rider. If you do flatten your run, it gives a little bit more security to ride
you can
to the
actually
bottom of the
make
track.
it to the bottom. But
Yeah,
the way the women's field is now is a bit
pretty
gnarly to get in, but yeah, for sure.
Every little helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did make some changes with the Ohlins guys, so basically just re-shimmed it from the stock setup, both the fork and the shock, to be a little bit faster on the rebound, and added a little bit of compression as well.
I guess that's just to fine-tune it for your lighter weight, really, isn't it? And lower spring rates and stuff.
Yeah.
Keep it more active.
Yeah, I just like the idea of trying to run a little bit lower spring rate so I have a little bit more traction, and then kind of make up for that a bit with the compression on the heavier hits.
Cool. And then I guess the other obvious thing when looking at the suspension and the linkage in particular is the little silver link down at the bottom here. Do you want to explain a little bit about that and why it's different to the stock link, why we've changed it, and the advantages, disadvantages is?
So this link is a bit more linear than the stock V10. The stock V10 has a really progressive link, and it starts out pretty soft, so you kind of sink in the travel a bit, and then it gets really progressive. So this one's a bit more linear. You start off a little bit stiffer, so you get, like in berms and stuff, you get a bit more like pump feel out of it.
It feels slightly more direct, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like your input is kind of like automatically generating, pushing the bike forward.
Yeah, for sure. And then I was also able to, like with the Ohlins setup, with how I'm running it with a lot of compression, lighter springs, it kind of made more sense with the more linear link, because I'm able to get more travel. With the really progressive one, I kind of just maxed out at 80 and can never use all of it.
Okay.
OChain, really good.
We're in the 9-degree setting, I think, aren't we?
I think so.
Yeah, not really tested the less or more, but I kind of think for this bike and the majority of tracks we've tested it on, it seems to feel pretty good. It's like, don't overcomplicate things there, I'd say. But yeah. Do you think you'd move away from that, or?
No, it's been really good. Especially braking on this bike, it feels like the bike is working better. You don't get any issues like with the chain or anything. So I don't think I'll ever go away from it.
And
good.
I guess if Miles is getting some clips of the OChain as well, people are going to see these garish zip ties that are on the down tube of the bike. What's the reasoning behind those? What's under there? What's it keeping in place?
We add a little bit of weight to the bike right there. So it just gave it, we did it in Fort William because track is pretty
Yeah.
fast, kind of a lot of rocks. It's pretty rocky, and it just gave it felt a lot more stable. So easier to put it where you want to go basically, and it didn't rock as bad, I felt like.
Yeah.
Also felt better like pushing into turns. So
Cool.
yeah, added that.
Yeah. It's 500 grams for any of the nerds out there that really want to know. And then other than that, I guess like other sponsor parts, TRP drivetrain and brakes. I know from a mechanic's point of view, 0 points there, but 0 complaints there, sorry. But yeah.
Yeah, TRP brakes especially have been really good. They're super consistent. Doesn't seem like they require that much work, but
Nah,
I guess you do most
pretty
of that.
easy. Yeah.
But yeah, they're strong, consistent. Mostly is my favorite part about it. Like, I never have any weird issues going on with them. They always feel kind of similar. So yeah, they've been really good. No issues with any of it.
Cool. And keeping the chain securely onto the OChain and chainring is an MRP chain guide. I don't think we've never lost a chain, have we?
No, never lost a chain. Never had any issues like running into things. Never had broken.
I don't even
cranks,
think we've replaced
chain
the chain guide, so
no, it's
yeah.
been really good.
No complaints there.
No
So
complaints.
what about pedals? I know you have you modify the pedal a little bit by widening the pins real flush.
Yeah, so I don't know why, but I really like to have it, like we run the Crank Brothers pedals, really like those first of all, because your foot, you kind of do have a little bit of play in your
It's
foot.
the only clip pedal basically, isn't it?
Yeah.
That you'd want to run.
Yeah, it's so good. And I put my pins more or less all the way in, just so it's really easy to clip back in, basically. And then I try to run my shoe pretty close to the pedal itself. But yeah, I find with the pins up, you just kind of limit, you can like slide into the pedal if you do have to clip out and clip back in. So I don't have any issues like accidentally clipping out ever. So yeah, like them like that.
So Deity cockpit, stem, seat post.
Also running these just like slip-on, glue-on
grips. Yeah.
Because I have really small hands, so it gives like, grip is really thin but still has a lot of extra cushion almost, instead of having that plastic
Yeah,
bit.
I think if you want to get really nerdy about it, the fact that it's just rubber on the bar makes quite a damped feel.
Yeah, it does.
Where like a traditional lock-on grip has that plastic core in it, which I find anyway tends to spike over like high-frequency bits of track.
Yeah. Yeah, and it allows me to have like a pretty soft grip but still have it really thin, basically.
I guess the main part of that is you have to replace them pretty frequently, don't you?
Yeah.
We replace those at least once a race, if not twice a race.
Yeah, and you have to make sure not to get water in under them.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. If you do, they get loose. So
Yeah.
a bit more of a hassle, but kind of worth it.
Sick. I don't know how you're going to take this, but I would say that you're definitely more interested is probably the right word than a lot of people when it comes to bike setup and how each component works and making sure it's operating as well as it can do in relation to going fast. Why is that? What's the background with that, do we reckon? I'm
getting my PhD in mechanical engineering, so I just like to learn about how things work, I guess.
Nerd alert. Yeah.
How things work. So yeah, just trying to understand it basically is interesting to me. I like numbers, I like math, so trying to look at numbers, optimize curves, whatever, bit nerdy, yeah. But yeah, just like to understand how things work and then try to make it work as best as possible for the way I want it to, basically. There's obviously different ways to go about things, but
no right or wrong either.
No. But yeah, it's just cool to like play with it a bit, learn about the different things, try a few different things, and then do a lot of time runs and end up somewhere.
That's it. She's a nerd, what you're basically trying to say.
Look at the thing.
Do we need to do an outro?
Probably an outro, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Don't call it an outro.